Okay. You don't have to share because I have it in front of me.
Yeah, okay, no, it's just better for me that I see it on the same screen, that's all.
Okay, no problem. Okay, there is no holiness that is less than 10. Kamo she hativa ar lamala kama pi'amim v'hu davar mivoar ma'od. So it's like what is this word shehativa ar?
That and as it has been explained, we had it in the line before, as it has been explained.
Oh, as explained. Okay, got it. Above, as has been explained above, many times, and it is something. What is mivoar?
It's the same source. Who davar mivur ma'od. It's something which is very explicit.
Okay, so
that was sort of a meaning. It's sort of a tangent for what we was talking about, but it actually will probably in light of we didn't really do it, but the Maharal gave a preface. See, let me explain it this way. The Mishnah here in the beginning of the fifth parak mentions first of all that there were 10 generations. There were 10 mamarim. HaKadosh Baruch created the world with 10 utterances, right? If you look at the beginning of the Mishnah, right?
Right.
And then it went into the fact that there were 10 generations from Noah, from Adam Rishon to Noah, and 10 generations from Noah to Adam Avram Avinu. And then there were 10 tests that Hashem gave to Avram Avinu, and that there were 10 miracles that the HaKadosh Baruch did for the Jews in Mitzrayim, and 10 on the Yam, right? And then there were 10 Nisim miracles that were done in the Beis Hamikdash. So you see, there is a constant repetition of this of this numeralization of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 10, and 10, and 10, right?
Right.
So the Maharal went into a detailed explanation of what was the significance of 10. So that's what he's referring to here as well. It seems like he's just re-referencing the preface that he made previously.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just to try and summarize this paragraph.
Right.
So it's impossible that that something that's created bin hashmashos is natural. Because that period of time has an elevated level beyond the regular days, the regular days, and therefore things that are created during that time are not completely natural, but they are still close to being natural. Because all things that have physicality have a side that is physical and therefore natural. And they also have a side that is removed from nature. And they're called this because they're created during the twilight of Shabbos.
Right. See, if you let's take a look for a moment at Shabbos itself, okay? If you look at Shabbos from this type of perspective, so Shabbos on one hand is highly elevated, right? There's a tremendous kedusha to Shabbos. We get with the coming in of Shabbos, we get a neshama yisera, an extra soul, so to speak, that enters our spiritual composition, right? And in spite of the fact that Shabbos is also in the physical world, in time and space, it is bound by time and space. There is these aspects of kedusha which exist in Shabbos, which don't exist in the rest of the days of the week, right? And all, I mean, the things that we do on Shabbos, for example, we light candles, we wear special clothes, we eat special food, we talk differently, we refrain from doing malacha, our prayers are different, right? So all these things are physically based, right? Everything we're doing in terms of Shabbos is a physical act, right? They're all physical acts because it has to be, because we're in the physical world. So all our manifestations of our observance of Shabbos have to be in physical manifestation, right? Nevertheless, there's an element of kedusha to everything that we do on that day of Shabbos, right? So on one hand, Shabbos itself is elevated above nature. It's not like any of the other days of the week. And on the other hand, it's still grounded in the physical world, right? And Kadosh Baruch Hu needed to make it that way in order that we could observe Shabbos and keep Shabbos in terms of the mitzvahs of the Kadosh Baruch Hu commanding us to do. Right? So
this is, you're talking about every Shabbos. You're not talking about just the first Shabbos here.
No, I'm talking about in general, in terms of all Shabbos, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So, this is true of things that occur on Shabbos, that they have this dual aspect, that they're part of the physical world, but they're also elevated in kedusha.
Right.
All right. So anything that has kedusha is appropriately associated with the number 10. Okay, now we get to this part that I had trouble with. Ein kedusha b'pachos ma'asara.
Right. Okay. Right.
There is not holiness that is less than 10.
Right.
As explained above, that many times, and it's very explicit. What is this? There is not holiness that is less than 10? What is that referring to?
Okay, so I'll give you an example. When if you want to say, Davar Kedusha, you want to say Kaddish, Baruch Hu, you want to have Kriyas Torah, all these things which are called Devarim Kedusha, you have to have a minimal of 10, right? I mean, there's a critical mass that has to be reached of 10 Jewish men above the age of Bar Mitzvah, right? And you have to have that critical mass of 10 people there in order to have the opportunity to say Baruch Hu or Kaddish, Kedusha, all these different various things. And that's because there's not Kedusha less than 10, meaning you have to understand when we talk about Kedusha, we're talking, there are different types of Kedusha that we're referring to, meaning a Sefer Torah is Kadosh, right? Sefer Torah is Kadosh, right? But
Right.
you don't need 10 Sefer Torah to make it Kadosh. One Sefer Torah in itself is Kadosh. Tefillin are Kadosh, right?